Next, we will discuss the 7-line prayer to Guru Rinpoche. If you pray to Guru Rinpoche, it is impossible that you do not receive blessings from him. This is because he once personally said, "I will abide in front of those who have faith in me and never leave them. I will guide them wherever they are born in the 6 realms." As long as you have faith, Guru Rinpoche is present before every person of faith. It is just like a vessel of water reflecting the image of the moon. No matter where you are, even within the 6 realms of samsara, Guru Rinpoche will guide you, whether it is at the moment of death or when facing adverse circumstances. This is how we have been since we were children. Perhaps education and environment also play a part. Whenever something happens, we often say, while many now say Lama Chen, we would frequently say Guru Rinpoche Chen. Guru Rinpoche, please know me. Chen means to know, and it is an expression of prayer. For instance, when there is thunder or a near accident in a car, when encountering any such thing, we say Guru Rinpoche Chen. Everyone shares this same mindset. In the past, when Khenpo Rigzin felt happy, he would say Guru Rinpoche Chen, Lama Chen, and when experiencing suffering, it was also Guru Rinpoche Chen. Sometimes we would laugh about it and start to tease him. But in truth, many real practitioners are exactly like that. Praying to Guru Rinpoche is just a part of their daily life. This way, when problems arise, they will naturally remember to pray. In your Dharma practice, if you pray to Guru Rinpoche, you will receive greater blessings than praying to other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In particular, it is a specific Guru Yoga practice. Our academy has focused on Guru Yoga in recent years. Generally speaking, the Guru is Guru Rinpoche, the Yidam is Manjushri, and the Dakini is Tara or Yeshe Tsogyal. The 3 roots are practiced in this way: Lama, Yidam, and Khandro. All those who follow the Nagyur Nyingma tradition should pray to Guru Rinpoche. In fact, it is not only for the Nyingma tradition. His Holiness likely said it that way at the time because he was teaching in a setting where the Nyingma school was the primary focus. Sometimes the way a teaching is presented depends on the environment. The context can make a certain difference. Actually, regarding prayers to Guru Rinpoche, many masters within and outside the Gelug tradition also frequently pray to Guru Rinpoche and Vajrakilaya, practicing the Vajrakilaya sadhana. As for the Sakya tradition, their lineage masters have always prayed to Guru Rinpoche. In the Jonang tradition as well, as seen in the brief biography of Guru Rinpoche I recently translated, this includes Jonang Taranatha, and many incarnations of the Gyalwang Karmapa and other Kagyu masters do the same. So in the Tibetan areas, the great masters across all major schools all pray to Guru Rinpoche. That is how it is. As it is said in Tantras, better than meditating on 100,000 deities is to think of one's Guru for a single instant. The Guru mentioned here primarily refers to Guru Rinpoche. We can usually practice with him as our Guru, or we can practice with him as our Yidam. Better than reciting mantras and sadhanas for millions or tens of millions of times is to pray to one's Guru even just once. These are the benefits mentioned in the Tantras. Indeed, when we don't have much time, we should pray to Guru Rinpoche and recite the Vajra Guru mantra. There are 2 ways to recite the mantra, or we can use the 7-line prayer. Why is praying to Guru Rinpoche said to have greater blessings? From the perspective of his power of aspiration, unlike other Buddhas, Guru Rinpoche especially cares for the sentient beings of Jambudvipa. In a brief biography of Guru Rinpoche, the text states, "In order to benefit sentient beings of Jambudvipa, riding on the rays of the rising and the setting sun, you come in person." Of course, riding on the rays is a metaphor or a poetic embellishment. Essentially, in order to benefit the sentient beings of Jambudvipa day and night, at sunrise and sunset, at any time, he rides the light. On one hand, this may be a metaphor because light is everywhere. There is moonlight at night and sunlight by day, so at any time throughout the 6 periods of the day and night, Guru Rinpoche bestows his blessings. It clearly describes that he always comes upon the rays of the rising and setting sun to benefit all sentient beings in the world. Also, Guru Rinpoche personally said that although the noble qualities of Buddhas are the same, due to his special aspirations, practicing him compared to other Buddhas will grant blessings hundreds or thousands of times swifter. Guru Rinpoche himself stated this in some of his biographies. Respecting me is respecting all Buddhas. Seeing me, you see all Buddhas, for I am the embodiment of all the Sugatas. So I often say that some people carry a specific guru's photo or pendant, or carry another's, and that's perfectly fine. You can even carry a celebrity's photo. You can pray to whoever you like. People in the world have all sorts of interest. Some like turtles, others like centipedes, and there are all kinds of symbols and logos. Whatever you choose to carry, it's not excluded. But personally, I always feel that if we are to wear something on our bodies, it should be an image of Guru Rinpoche or Buddha Shakyamuni or Manjushri Bodhisattva. Of course, if it's a guru you truly have unwavering faith in, one who is an emanation of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, that is absolutely wonderful. As for other portraits or pictures of horses and such, it's up to you. You have that freedom, like I mentioned, no matter what you carry. Back when we were students, every young man and woman would have photos of celebrities placed right by their small beds. They'd look at them and pray a bit in the morning and look at them again before sleeping at night. Everyone did it, in the boys' dorms as well as in the girls' dorms. However, I see that for our Dharma friends, some go to work during the day, pack up everything at home, and only return late at night. For people like this, there isn't even time for celebrity photos. Even for their own needs, many Dharma friends are working quite hard. Yesterday, I personally went to resolve some matters, trying to help settle some friends down, so they might not have the opportunity. But for others, I don't know. Most of us likely have images of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but an image of Guru Rinpoche is truly important for removing your own obstacles. Because in this degenerate age, obstacles are very heavy and very frequent. By attaining him, you attain all Buddhas. By seeing him, you see all Buddhas. He is the embodiment of all the Sugatas. Indeed, this is very important. The year before last, I once dreamed of Guru Rinpoche, but you must not publish this. I'm just speaking here. I just looked for the entry in my diary, though I might not read it out very well. In Chengdu on April 2nd, 2020, this is what I wrote. Today I have an important meeting to attend. Whether the outcome is favorable or not, I can accept it. This morning I dreamed that the Guru gave me an oral transmission. Last year I shared a dream, and in the end it was published online, which was quite embarrassing. Please do not publish these things in the future, including audio, video, or anything else. Yesterday I also dreamed of the Guru teaching the King of Aspiration prayers. After waking up while I was reflecting on this dream, suddenly in a state between sleeping and waking, a certain Dharma protector, I won't say which one, appeared. He communicated with me through a mix of sound and intuition, saying that he would help me today. My whole body went numb and I trembled continuously. I prayed while listening to him. He said everything is the play of Guru Rinpoche, and that I should recite the wrathful Guru Rinpoche mantra. In this way, all maras and obstacles can be eliminated. Then I lay down and recited the Vajra Guru mantra. When I got up before washing up, I first made offerings to that protector and recited the refuge prayer of wrathful Guru Rinpoche. Every time I sense this protector, a scene flashes before my eyes, His Holiness giving an empowerment somewhere. It's just like a short video on TikTok. At the same time, my body numbs and trembles. Subsequently, in the morning, I attended a religious affairs meeting at the provincial and prefectural level. The topic of the conversation involved celebrity offerings from a few days ago, and that the dissolution of the Bodhi Association must be thorough. I suppose I shouldn't read all of this, and so on. Anyway, I wrote quite a bit that day. Initially, they were a bit suspicious of me, but later they were quite satisfied. All doubts and suspicions were dispelled. There is a lot of construction this year. Originally, I worried whether there would be obstacles in this regard, but relying on the blessing of the protectors and wrathful Guru Rinpoche and the blessing of the 3 jewels, it seems these things will not be affected. After returning, I thanked these protectors again and made further offerings to them. When I was at a critical juncture, I can't say any more of this. All right, let's leave it at that for now. There are some more parts later. Just now, we were talking about Guru Rinpoche. Where was it? How does he embody all Buddhas? Guru Rinpoche said, "In former ages I was Amitabha, Lord of Boundless Light, on the hill of Potala, the protector, Avalokiteshvara, and Padmasambhava on Dhanakosha Lake. Only do I seem to have these three identities." This is from a brief biography of Guru Rinpoche. I remember reciting this every day while herding yaks back then. There is a short biography of Guru Rinpoche. In that biography it says, "In former ages Amitabha in Sukhavati and Avalokiteshvara on Mount Potala and Guru Rinpoche on Dhanakosha Lake in the land of Odhyana. These three identities seem separate on the surface, but in truth they are never separate from each other. Samantabhadra in the Dharmadhatu, Great Vajradhara in the field of Akanishta, and Shakyamuni Buddha in Bodh Gaya, they are all actually inseparable from Guru Rinpoche. I believe I have cited this scriptural authority before in the treatise Dispelling Doubts about Tantra. So you should know that compared to praying to and meditating on other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for eons, praying to Guru Rinpoche in a short period of time will grant you blessings and siddhis more swiftly. Regarding the practices of Guru Rinpoche, although there are many extensive practices found in various termas, the ultimate practice of all of them is solely the seven-line prayer. Among many of our Tibetan termas, for instance, among the 108 termas, many of these hidden treasures contain the practice of the seven-line prayer to Guru Rinpoche, including its methods of supplication. This seven-line prayer was not composed by an ordinary being. It is like the soul air of the doctrine Tantra. It arose from the unborn Dharmadhatu as the natural resonance of the unceasing Sambhogakaya. It is the self-arisen Vajra sound. It is essentially the same as the soul air of the doctrine Tantra. In the terms of any reincarnated Tertan who follows Guru Rinpoche, it seems impossible for the seven-line prayer to be absent. It is present in almost all of them. These are also the symbolic words that Dakinis use to invoke Guru Rinpoche to their sacred feasts. This is also explained in the commentary to the seven-line prayer. When they pray, it is like a child calling out to their mother. The mother has no choice but to come. So, when we use this beautiful and melodious language and recite it in this way, Guru Rinpoche and his retinue naturally arrive at the scene to bless every practitioner. That is why, generally at the beginning of any Dharma assembly at the Academy, we always recite the seven-line prayer 3 times. This is the purpose. The seven-line prayer is very important, and for that same reason, even if you do not understand its meaning, merely reciting its words will invoke Guru Rinpoche to come from Chamaradvipa to bless you. You see, His Holiness taught this for people of all different capacities, because its meaning is very profound. Some of us only know how to recite it without necessarily thinking of other meanings, but Guru Rinpoche will still come just the same. What is the meaning of the seven-line prayer? At the level of the ground, it denotes the 7 kinds of consciousness. At the level of the path, it represents the 7 branches of enlightenment. At the level of the result, it is like the 7 sacred riches mentioned in the great net of illusion. The Guru Rinpoche practice of this prayer can be done outwardly in the way of supplicating, as well as inwardly according to the generation stage. Also secretly, according to the path of liberation, and extremely secretly, according to the path of skillful means and the pith instructions of the great perfection. This is from the commentary, The White Lotus. At that time we taught the first part, the inner and secret meanings. The extremely secret great perfection was not taught. I should teach it when the opportunity arises in the future. Actually, I remember Mifam Rinpoche composed it when he was 25. Later, Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo praised this commentary on the seven-line prayer by Mifam Rinpoche immensely. Later, his disciple Ozel, who had exceptional faith in Mifam Rinpoche, his attendant Osel, said that he had already recited the seven-line prayer 1.3 million times. and he wanted to continue reciting it. So he asked Mifam Rinpoche for the original manuscript, which seemed to have been lost for a while back then, to find it, and for Mifam Rinpoche to continue writing. Then Mifam Rinpoche went on to complete it. Actually, we originally intended to explain all these different levels of practice. His Holiness taught them in India and also in the Tibetan areas. I have received these transmissions twice. Perhaps I will teach them when the conditions are ripe in the future. However, causes and conditions are sometimes inconceivable. Even if one wishes to teach, it may not always come to pass. In this lifetime we might, regardless of who we are, all leave behind some regrets. This applies to the Dharma as well as to one's worldly career. But that is fine too. We can simply make aspirations. All these are encapsulated in the words of the 7-line prayer. It is not necessary to add an extra word. Its original words are complete with everything. When we discuss the outward way of supplicating, we know that the 7-line prayer can be explained in various ways. Next, I will explain the Guru Yoga practice based on the 7-line prayer. Let's finish this today. I am leaving New York today. Otherwise, getting a flight ticket would be quite difficult. I will briefly teach how to practice Guru Yoga based on the outer 7-line prayer. Visualize yourself in your ordinary form. Maintain your body just as it is. Here is the practice. This is a pith instruction from His Holiness. In the future, please practice the 7-line prayer more often. This practice is also very simple. We can practice in the morning and in the evening. Practice whenever you have free time. If you can't manage it for a few days, then practice on Sundays. If you haven't managed to do it this year, try to practice it at least once next year. It is difficult if our expectations are set too high. How do you practice? When you do, you don't need to visualize your body as anything special. Just remain as you are. Then, in the sky before you, visualize the pure Dhanakosha lake of Odhyana. Like the one in this Thangka of Guru Rinpoche, it is called Dhanakosha Lake, filled with the pure water of 8 good qualities. On the pistil of a self-arising lotus is seated Orgyen Guru Rinpoche and the Dakini Yeshe Tsogyal. They are white with a rosy hue and brimming with vitality, in perfect union as father and mother. They are surrounded by Dakas, Dakinis and Dharma protectors, all ablaze with splendor, just like in the Thangka. Everything is very sublime. Visualize it this way. Then reflect, from now until I obtain the result of enlightenment, whether I experience suffering or happiness, foreboding or auspiciousness, higher or lower status, except you, Orgyen Guru Rinpoche, I will never place my hopes or seek refuge in anyone else. Only from you I seek the blessing of your grace. Develop such strong faith. This should be easy for us, right? Sometimes we see some lay practitioners who go into a cave and pray while weeping. Outside my own door, sometimes there are people. Some are unstable, while others are quite sincere. They keep prostrating until their foreheads hit the ground repeatedly. Actually, these are somewhat foolish methods. If you truly have faith, you can place a Thangka of Guru Rinpoche before you. Just as described here, no matter what you encounter, simply pray to Guru Rinpoche. You are my place of refuge and my only hope. Pray with such genuine sincerity. In our own shrines, we can place some images of Guru Rinpoche. When you truly develop strong faith, perform the 7-branch offering. This practice is very simple. How do we visualize the 7-branch offering? Visualize yourself and all beings making prostrations with body, speech, and mind, making myriad kinds of material offerings and offerings created by imagination. This is the branch of offering. With deep remorse and a mind of open confession, confess every single wrongdoing you have committed since beginningless time. Visualize this. This is the branch of confession. This covers the first 3 branches of the 7-branch offering. Then, without jealousy, rejoice in all virtue accumulated by yourself and others. This is rejoicing. Pray that Guru Rinpoche's supreme body of deathless peace remains long in the world. This is requesting to remain. Beseech him to turn the wheel of the sublime Dharma for all beings. Dedicate all the virtue accumulated at this time for all to attain the result of Guru Rinpoche. One must practice these last 4 branches correctly. Truly, the teachings of His Holiness flowed out naturally from his realization. If we were to teach this, we might get stuck on a point in the 7-branch offering, forgetting a part or stumbling along. But every word that needed to be said has been perfectly expressed here. There is no unnecessary rambling in between. It is all spoken with such natural eloquence. It is truly inconceivable. So, that concludes the practice of the 7-branch offering. Continue to visualize, relying upon the power of this sincere supplication and the merit accumulated through the 7-branch offering. Various light rays radiate from the body of Guru Rinpoche, shining upon you and all sentient beings. Through this, all obscurations of body, speech, and mind are purified, and you are granted the fortune to attain the siddhis of pure body, speech, and mind. Recite the 7-line prayer and the Vajra Guru mantra as much as possible. When we were at our very first stop, there was a bit of this as well. We began the recitation here. When you recite, you can do so in Tibetan or in Chinese. I noticed that during the chanting, some of you find it quite fine to chant in Chinese. As for the meaning of these lines, it is explained very clearly in the commentaries on the 7-line prayer. Though there was a tradition of reciting the 7-line prayer and the Vajra Guru mantra with the symbolic language of the Dakinis, at this time none of us knows how to speak the symbolic language of the Dakinis, so when you wish to recite it, do so in Tibetan. Back then the audience was primarily Westerners, so when they were asked to recite, they used the Tibetan. Recite it in Tibetan, for it is the language that Guru Rinpoche himself blessed. Generally speaking, reciting it in Tibetan is excellent. Reciting the Dakini symbolic language is also wonderful. But if all else fails, reciting it in Chinese is also acceptable. Many of us are accustomed to it, and once it becomes a habit, you can know the meaning while you are chanting. If you just say Hung Orgyen Yulgi without knowing Tibetan, you won't know the meaning. It's just like when we recite the 100-syllable mantra. If you use the Chinese translation, you know exactly what you are praying for. This approach is also quite fine. Next, in this section, His Holiness provides an explanation regarding the Dakini language. I originally didn't want to include this here, as it doesn't seem to have a direct link to the practice, but later I thought this was an analysis shared by His Holiness, and it's perfectly fine to keep this analysis in the middle. What time is it now? Should we finish this teaching? Well, let's go ahead. His Holiness said some people might ask, is it really true that no one can recite in the Dakini symbolic language? Actually, some can. All reincarnated Tertans can recite it. Regarding the symbolic script of the Dakinis, within the 32 principal sacred lands of the Dakini realms, there exist 32 different kinds of symbolic scripts. They have these symbolic scripts just as different countries have different writing systems. In all of these symbolic languages, this 7-line prayer has been widely known for a long time. However, although the reincarnated Tertans never formally learned the symbolic language of the Dakinis, they all simply recite it in Tibetan. So you can also recite it using the Tibetan pronunciation, even if you were to learn the symbolic language of the Dakinis. Only the Dakinis themselves would understand it. No one else would understand it. It wouldn't be clear to others, although we know how to pronounce these few words, just like Omatsik Nirtsik from the Guru Drakpo mantra. Just like this wrathful mantra of Guru Rinpoche, nobody can really understand its meaning. But if you recite it in Tibetan, we can provide an explanation for the words when needed. What is the Dakini symbolic language like? It is like the many different dialects we have in Tibet. For instance, the dialects of Gyarong are incomprehensible to almost everyone else. Only the people of Gyarong understand them. I have a strong connection with the Gyarong region. I first arrived at Larongar Academy in 1985, and in 1986 I went to Gyarong. I stayed there for a summer retreat and taught them. Then in 1987 I went to Mount Wutai, and I visited again in 1988. At that time, Gyarong was still wonderful. I'll stop talking about Gyarong now, or else I'll start talking about Tibetan clothing again. The symbolic language of the Dakinis is similar. If you are starting to feel feel sleepy, I won't go into detail. Just pray to Guru Rinpoche wholeheartedly. What follows is the final method of visualization and meditation. While the preceding analysis might not seem directly related to practice, I decided to include it anyway. After all, it was part of His Holiness's teaching at the time. In our own practice, we can simply skip the explanation of the Dakini language and proceed directly. First, pray to Guru Rinpoche by reciting the 7-line prayer repeatedly. Finally, practice the method of dissolving the light into your own heart. So, pray to Guru Rinpoche wholeheartedly and visualize white, red, and blue rays of light radiating from his forehead, throat, and heart centers respectively. These rays dissolve into your own 3 places, granting you the full blessings and siddhis of his body, speech, and mind. Then Guru Rinpoche and his consort melt into light, becoming a radiant, rosy white bindu marked with the syllable hung. As it dissolves into your heart, the Guru's wisdom mind and your own mind merge inseparably. Abide single-pointedly in a state free from any distraction or grasping. In the post-meditative state, recognize all appearances as the body of the Guru, all sounds as the speech of the Guru, and all thoughts as the Guru's wisdom or mind. Apply this to your daily life, walking, standing, sitting, or lying down. The logic behind it is simple enough, but actual practice is what truly matters. I hope each of you develops your own practice of Guru Yoga. That would be wonderful. By consistently practicing Guru Yoga through Guru Rinpoche, as I mentioned earlier, you are practicing all Buddhas and all Gurus. Once you receive the blessings of Guru Rinpoche, you receive the blessings of all Gurus, Buddhas, Yidams, and protectors. This is something we each experience personally. These past few days, I've been translating Guru Rinpoche's biography and pith instructions. During this time, I've had some significant dreams. I won't share them here. I've written them in my diary. Perhaps they'll be seen after I pass away. They aren't anything spectacular, but truly, if you pray to Guru Rinpoche, everyone can receive his blessings and a certain extraordinary wisdom. As the saying goes, only the one who drinks the water knows if it is cold or warm. You will surely experience it. Since we have such a wonderful lineage from His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok Rinpoche, it would be a great pity not to practice it. It's like having a large piece of gold but leaving it tossed aside while trying to borrow money from others. We must recognize the importance of Guru Rinpoche's practice. That concludes the teaching on Guru Rinpoche. To accomplish vast activities, one must rely on the 7-line prayer from the prayer that spontaneously fulfills all wishes, which contains 13 jewel-like pith instructions. This is also found in the Terma teachings. I believe Khenpo Phuntsok has also translated some of it. As for me, Khenpo Tsultrim Lodro recently encouraged me to keep translating these pith instructions of Guru Rinpoche. It may take 6 months or a year. It's a long process. If I live long enough, I will complete it. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. Among all the ultimate teachings in the vast doctrines of the Buddhas, there is no practice better or more profound than praying to Padmasambhava of Odhyana and practicing the clear light, great perfection. Truly, in the ocean of practices, praying to Guru Rinpoche is vital, as is practicing the clear light, great perfection. These were the points His Holiness emphasized to them back then. I am also especially grateful to the driver from that time. Without him, these wonderful instructions would have dissolved back into the 4 elements. He really deserves our gratitude once more. He was quite a remarkable person, a great driver, one might say. I recently compiled the biographies of Guru Rinpoche, drawing from A Journey to the West and Recollection of the Time Gone By, specifically the parts about His Holiness at the Lotus Lake, into a small booklet. I'll share it with you all soon. Think of it as a meaningful connection to His Holiness's Guru Rinpoche practice. The practice taught here is very profound. Please bear it in mind and put it into practice. At this point, the Dharma activities in New York City were complete. Thank you all. Our next stop will be Boston. Boston is a beautiful city. You really should visit it sometime, just as you should visit New York. It's worth experiencing these places firsthand. You really ought to go.
Chupun Solen Droa Droa Shao Banzan Gara
Padma Sodargye Bandhangara Padma Sodargye Bandhangara Padma Sodargye